Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Lock Doc coming back to you. Today we have a Sargent padlock, specifically the 758. The C indicates that it does have a chain, and the 4 indicates that it's a 4-inch shackle. RA means that it's an RA keyway. I have the luxury of being able to key one of these for a customer of mine. Very robust lock. This shackle is a stainless steel shackle. I don't know if the camera can focus in on that, but it says it right up there. They do have another version of the shackle. It's referred to as hardened steel, which, if my memory is serving me correctly, is a boron steel alloy mixture. I do know from my customer telling me that this shackle has thwarted people trying to cut it with bolt cutters, and they have failed. They end up just leaving little indentations on the shackle and not being able to get through it. The key to this one is, not the key, this padlock is a key retaining type, meaning that when you pop it open the key stays in, and it's only when the shackle is closed can you pull the key out. In order to rekey this lock, put the key in, turn it, and then down on the inside you'll see a little Allen head screw. And that Allen head screw is the key to getting the cylinder out. So let's get to it. In order to remove the cylinder, you need a number 2 metric Allen head, or Allen wrench, forgive me there. Where's that? Alright, anyway, so you just loosen it up. It is one thing to note, if you look on the shackle, it's a semicircle. And if you're wondering, this is a shielded cylinder, so you can't put a mini knife or anything, a bypass tool in there and get it. I believe the only way you would be able to is if you picked it open. That tailpiece right there is that shield I was referring to. Interesting enough, this is the same cylinder that's used on 10-line locks, 7-line locks, 6500 locks. It's just this tailpiece is different. See if I can get it to focus in a little bit better. It's not that big. When you look down on the inside of here, you can see that crosshair piece. That's what the tailpiece interacts with. Alright, so taking it apart, it's rekeying just like any other cylinder that you would rekey. You got to get your clip removal tool, pop that off. Thankfully we got the key, so we can just go right on in there. There's no need, in this case, my follower, I don't have to remove the tailpiece. That could be kind of a pain in this situation. So there's a cylinder, there's a shear line, all that good stuff. Alright, so and where's my notes at? There they are. Alright. Shucks. Alright, 2. Alright, so I only need to swap out front pin. And the back 2 pins. So, if I did this right, get my keys here. Let's see here. Let's try this one. Alright, so that one works. And now if you notice here, I'll put this key in. Doesn't turn. Not as easy or smooth as you would like it. I've always heard good locksmiths don't use files, and I'm not advocating to use a file. In fact, something different. If you've ever had an instance where a key, you got to jiggle it or move it or something to get it to work, there's a trick you can use using, so it's that pin right there. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Kind of hard to focus in, but you can tell that pin right there sits down pretty low. What I've always done, and it does help out tremendously, is I take a countersinking bit and I put a bevel or a chamfer on all of these pinholes. And by doing so, it makes it a lot easier for the top pins to roll right over. It also eliminates you having to jiggle the key in order to get it to work. So by countersinking bit, just referring to this, it's usually easier when you don't have your pins in there. All you do is just put a nice little bevel on it. Alright, so we find our key again, put it back in there, knock all the brass bushings out. Oop, that's the wrong side. Now the key works smooth as can be. Now to put it all back together, you put your little C-clip back here. And attach this portion back to it. Kind of interesting how Sargent did that. That way they could utilize the same cylinder in several different locks. Gotta hand it to them on that one. Alright, so when you're putting this back together, being that this is key retaining, you gotta remember you gotta have this turned 90 degrees because you're acting as if the key is still in the cylinder. I'm sorry, the key's in the padlock. There we go. So, with that in place, get your Allen wrench. Kind of awkward angle. Trying to give you guys a better view there, but that could be difficult. So we'll just do it this way. These are rubber grommets. I didn't mention that before, but these are kind of rubber silicone grommets that go around the shackle. That's to prevent moisture from going down there. So cylinder secured in there. Lock that back. Pull the key out. It's done and it's ready for service. So other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.